Sleep is a public health epidemic. 97% of teenagers don't get the recommended amount of rest. The number of adults getting less than 6 hours of sleep each night has increased by 31% in the last 35 years.
About 1 in 4, 1 in 5 adults really struggle to get the recommended amount of sleep.
I was just grumpy from extreme sleep deprivation.
I get annoyed with myself and annoyed with life, and why can't I go to sleep?
I'm here to uncover the problem behind sleep and find out what you can do to get a better night's rest. So, what is the biological purpose of sleep?
Our bodies need to sleep every night because they need time to rest and repair even at a cellular level. The way cells function is to produce proteins which then go and do certain things. And a certain number of proteins produced each day are faulty. So at some point the rubbish needs to be put out, and that's what happens during sleep. When we go to sleep, it's not that we go down to sleep and stay asleep and come up at the end of the night. In fact, we dive down into sleep through cycles.
We have deep sleep, which is mainly in the first part of the night, and then we have REM sleep, so rapid eye movement sleep, where we do our dreaming. The theory behind it is we are replaying the day. When we wake up in the morning, we can think back on the event, but it doesn't have that same emotion attached to it. If you are talking about a few nights of disrupted sleep, you start getting more coughs, more colds. If that then goes longer term, you'll see much more of the depression, the anxiety, the emotional problems that come with it. You'll see an increased risk of heart attacks, you'll see diabetes risks increase, you'll see obesity because our hormones are off kilter.
What are some factors which make for a good night's sleep?
Trying to get a regular bedtime, regular times for eating, paying attention to things like not having too much caffeine, late in the morning, regular times for exercise, particularly, avoiding late at night. Staying away from screens in the evening. If people are on their devices, late into the evening, that can be a real problem.
There's a lot of bad press about IT usage, smartphones and so on. It's almost certainly the case that for some people it's not the best thing to be doing before they go to bed. Having said that, I'm sure many people seem to do it and don't find their sleep to be impacted, and they function fine. So I don't think one size fits all. People had difficulty sleeping before smartphones came along.
You need a certain body temperature drop in order to release melatonin. So that's why we suggest a warm bath, because when you get out of the bath, you cool down and you drop your body temperature. People want to go to sleep because they know the benefits, therefore they get stressed about it, therefore they can't. So definitely a bit of meditation, putting all those thoughts of the day away and reading a book and doing anything.
How much do we actually know about sleep at the minute?
We're only really scratching the surface. There's a huge amount of research being done and being done, but there's so much more we need to learn about sleep, both sleep itself, but also sleep disorders. Probably the commonest sleep disorder that we deal with is obstructive sleep apnea. What happens in obstructive sleep apnea is that the throat collapses and closes off the windpipe. So you have a pause in breathing, and the only way that breathing restarts is by a very brief awakening. So effectively, the person with sleep apnea is choking themselves awake over the night, and the sleep is peppered by brief awakenings.
I spoke to Kristen, who used to suffer from sleep apnea. He had 30 awakenings each hour during the night until recently.
I didn't really know I had sleep apnea until my wife highlighted it to me. She said that she didn't know what to do. She loved me, but she couldn't live with me anymore. And if things carried on as they were, either she was going to move out or I was going to move out. And she didn't want that to happen because that's not good for the boys.
Kristen was referred to a sleep specialist. He was sent a constant positive air pressure machine to use during sleep.
So it sends air in to keep the airway open. So when it relaxes and it crushes itself and you suffocate yourself, it puts air in. Since I started treatment, I started to remember things. I'm doing the daft, silly things that I used to do with the kids. I'm being more peaceful. And the nicest thing is that for the first time in nearly a decade, I can sleep back upstairs. It's massively healed a wound that we didn't know was there.
John is a companion at Emmaus, a supported living project. He has been struggling with insomnia recently.
What kind of events led up to you having sleeping problems?
I think it's just something that's grown. As a young man, I never had any problem. I used to be said that I could sleep for England. There was no sudden onset, it's just got worse. I get into bed and I lie this way, and then I lie that way, and then I lie flat, and then I lie on my back, and I go over and over and over again. And after about 20 minutes of doing that, I realise I'm not going to get to sleep. So this ritual goes on and on and on and on, and then perhaps I'll drop off for about an hour.
I went to the Royal Papworth Hospital Sleep Centre. Patients like Kristen and John are treated here for sleep disorders. Sensors measure a person's brainwaves, eye movements, airflow and pulse rate. Leg movements are also measured. This indicates conditions like REM sleep behaviour disorder, where people act out their dreams. Patients with insomnia may have irregular sleep cycles without a good balance of REM and deep sleep.
If you could have one takeaway message for people who are maybe worried about their sleep or think they could improve their sleep, what would that be?
I wouldn't worry about your sleep if the only worry you have is fed by external factors, in other words, what you read in the media, for example. So if you feel that you're sleeping well, if when you wake up in the morning you feel refreshed, and if you get through the day without any problem, then your sleep is probably okay. If you are having difficulty getting off to sleep, if you find it difficult to stay asleep, or if you feel in the morning that you're lacking sleep, unrefreshed, sleep isn't doing what it should, maybe it's worth touching base with your doctor to see whether there's anything else that needs to be looked for.
Sleep is as vital as food or water. The so-called epidemic may not be supported by evidence, but the benefits of sleep are. There are plenty of methods which can improve your rest. Sleep in a cool and dark room. Keep a routine. Avoid caffeine, alcohol and nicotine. Exercise regularly. Eat a balanced diet. And stay away from screens before bed. If you're struggling to get a good night, why not try them for yourself?